Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be reviewing Battle Point, Falkner, and Pidgeot. Now, honestly, I love all of these Battle Point units, except like Olivia. I'm kidding. Olivia's, I haven't reviewed her yet. I need to really look at what Olivia can do, but as of right now, honestly, I'm really liking Falkner's kit here, honestly. I loved Valerie, honestly. That was a great character, had a lot of fun with her, for sure. Falkner definitely is living up to some standards, in my opinion. Obviously, this guy's not going to be like a super amazing, overpowered unit, like whatever, you know, like whatever these characters you want to think of are, like a lot of debuffers or anything else. But this guy can actually do a lot, especially for a free-to-play unit, that could be valuable to a lot of players. So, obviously, he's a flying-type tech character, right? And he's a 5 out of 5, 5-star sync pair, right? Obviously, he's not invested with power-ups or anything like that. And his stats, 651 HP is pretty good. 380 special attack is also really solid. 178 in both defenses is pretty good for, you know, defensive utility, as well as 346 speed is a pretty solid speed tier, honestly. That's not bad, especially for a free-to-play unit, right? But he is, you know, a bird keeper, so they're bound to be relatively fast. Looking at his moves, he's got Air Cutter here, which in its own right is not really impressive, but combine it with other things he can do, and it's an amazing move. Mud Slap here for accuracy debuffs and a 1-gauge spammable. That's good. Defog for evasion debuffs, as well as removing zones, fields, all that stuff, and again, lowering evasion. And his trainer move, which raises his special attack by 2 and speed by 2. Pretty basic, pretty good, right? So no ways to buff his crit so far, which is a little annoying, but he can deal with it, right? His passive skills here, he's got Trip Up 9. Now, this is where the Air Cutter part starts to look really, really useful, because you're able to AoE debuff speed, which is pretty good, especially because a lot of characters like to benefit off of speed debuffs now, and I don't think we have too many characters that can AoE debuff speed, so this is actually really good. He's also got Pinpoint Entry here, which makes it so all of his moves have the guaranteed, you know, landing right. Of course, it can be lowered right, but no, it cannot, because he's Acuity. So that's good, especially for Latios whenever she lowers evasion, and we will be taking him into Latios for a couple different reasons. Anyway, looking at his grid here, he's got a lot of stuff. So obviously he's got sync nodes, which is great. He's got Double Down 3 for, you know, if you're going to do super effective damage. I never picked it up. So, I mean, if you want to pick it up, go for it. But honestly, I don't see a value in it because you can pick up a lot of other things. We have Obscuring Sync 5 for 50% damage buff whenever the enemy's accuracy is lowered. That's it. They just need 1 accuracy debuff, and you got that multiplier. Also, his innate multiplier is Cakewalk. The more the enemy's speed is lowered, the greater the power of this attack. That's a great ability. That is a great ability because he's easily able to debuff speed. And, of course, we also picked up 2 other sync nodes here. I'm pretty sure... No, he does not have another one. Okay, I'm bad at counting. And we also picked up Defog, Move Gauge Refresh, and Air Cutter, Move Gauge Refresh, which isn't really important, but hey, more gauge the better. It was very, very easy to pick up, and then other stuff we just picked up for stats. But outside of that, we've also got another grid here. Again, this is the new grid. You can see the overview of it here. But we've also got ourselves a utility grid, which we pick up Overwhelm 9. So now he's able to do AoE debuffs of both speed and attack, which is great. He's got Air Cutter Gobsmack, which is a 50% chance to confuse, and since it's in this grid as this ability, it's not reduced by, you know, extra AoE damage reduction, right? Or not damage reduction, rate reduction. So it's not like you're splitting this 50% 3 ways. You're getting a 50% chance to either confuse no enemy or all enemies, which is amazing. So... there it is, and then Mud Slap Ripple Effect 2 for a 30% chance to do AoE accuracy debuffs, which can be good if you get a little bit lucky. I also combined this with his Nuking Grid for a little bit less damage, but a lot more utility. So it's very, very good there. And if you've noticed, this guy looks a lot like Anniversary Skyla. Air Cutter for AoE, you know, confusion and debuffs, right? Because she has Disarm on her grid. The only thing that he does that she doesn't is speed debuffs, well, I guess accuracy debuffs. So they are a little bit different. But honestly, I think this guy and Anniversary Skyla kind of share a lot of different niches. So that's kind of fun. Kind of fun, except for the fact that she's got Flying Zone, which is obviously the biggest part of her kit. Outside of that, though, he's got Critical Line with Trainer move, so if you do need that self-sustainability, he's got it. You're good. Double Down 3, as we mentioned, nothing really too crazy, but if you do want a little bit stronger Sync Nuke, you can go for that. Dizzying Power for damage multipliers. I mean, if you plan on doing, like, I don't know, solos or, like, duos for Legendary Arenas or something, and you kind of want to do a little bit more damage, I guess I could see you picking this up. But honestly, for the most part, you probably just pick up his Nuke and just, you know, wipe out the bar, right? I'd say anyway. defog NPR, and that's basically it, really. He doesn't have too much else, but honestly, that's not really that bad at all. Having these debuffs and confusion is really, really good for him, as well as obviously having the nuking stuff as well. So let's go ahead, take him in the Bulu here, see how well he can do. I've also given him the Mind Games 2 Lucky skill because I want to excel in his debuffing ability, especially against, you know, Latios and all these other characters or enemies, right? Because I feel like he can probably do some work in the stadium for sure as a solid enough nuker. But I think the place obviously he's going to really shine is the Legendary Gauntlet with his debuffs, his confusion for, you know, Yuxi, again, debuffs for like Latios and Cresselia and those type of characters, and all of that, so you can get a lot more defensive debuffs in, because you're landing a lot more attacks in legendary arenas. So I feel that the Mind Games 2 may be a little bit better of a lucky skill than Crit Strike 2, but obviously you can build Crit Strike 2 if you want to, just for that extra bit of damage. I'm not going to, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to partner him up here with Serena and Fletchling, Lodge Serena. She's able to do very similar things to him, where she's able to also debuff attack and speed both at the same time. So I'm not going to use Serena's Sync move, even though it's kind of pointless not to, but I feel like they look very, very similar in build, so why not? And then Mallow here for crit buffs as well as special defense debuffs of her own, so we can get ourselves a little more powerful nuke. I'll obviously showcase him with Anniversary Skylo later. I'll probably do it against Latios. But yeah, for now, we'll just keep him without the zone so you can get a relatively good look at him in this type of scenario, right? So let's go ahead and start getting these debuffs in here with Serena, and then we'll start doing some solid damage on our sync moves pretty quickly, right? We'll probably go for Mallow's sync nuke first, or sync move, whatever. Or no, actually no, we're going to go for Falkner's first, because I want to be able to preserve Mallow's stuff. I want to be able to preserve her sync move where we need the heals, so I think that may be a little bit more valuable. So there we go, got the flinch with Serena, which is really good. Let's go ahead and go for the sync move here. We have -1 special defense from the Apple Acid. Okay, not bad damage so far, not bad. Obviously, we still need to debuff a little bit more on the stats. We could also debuff his accuracy a lot. Look at all the debuffs, man. There's the speed debuffs all the way down, and there's some more attack debuffs. Man, this is good. Team fist bump. Wow, okay. Let's start going for these flame charges here pretty quickly, I guess. -2 on the accuracy, -5 on the special defense. Pretty sure we're going to just one-shot the bar. I think we yeah, I think we one-shot the bar. Oh, boy. Damn close, anyway. Damn close. Damn close. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we'll probably take down the next bar with these Apple Acids, Mud Slap combinations and whatnot, right? I would say, okay, well, seems like not, because we flinched. Damn. It's a little bit annoying, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and go for her trainer move so we can get some gauges back. Overall, not really the best gauge efficient team, but we do have our speed buffs from Falkner's trainer move as well as Serena's flame charges, and then we have these gauges from Mallow's trainer move, so it's not actually too bad. But we have fully debuffed attack, speed, special defense. That's crazy abilities, man. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and go for the Sync Nuke again here. This is obviously not super effective damage, so let's see how that's going to do. Fully debuffed in 3 stats, plus accuracy at -3. How much is this doing? 21,000 damage is pretty good, yeah, for the third sync move, sorry. Not too bad, honestly. If you were to do like a support EX and then do that, it's not too shabby. Support EX and then go into your your first ever sync move and you do that much damage off type. Pretty solid, really. That's about the same that I think Serena gets for the most part. If not, maybe a little bit worse, I don't know. But still not bad, honestly, especially for a free-to-play battle point unit. He does have, you know, his niches as being a flying debuffer taken over by, like, Lodge Serena and, I guess, Anniversary Skyla and these type of things. Though Anniversary Skyla is not free. But you can still find a lot of good use for Falkner here, and the fact that he's able to debuff accuracy, evasion, accuracy and evasion, which is also an amazing ability for Leaf, the new Neo Champion Leaf, because Leaf is unable to debuff all of those stats, including speed. So Leaf's unable to debuff speed, evasion, and accuracy, all of which you can do here with the new Battle Point Falkner. So if you want to go for just a complete debuff setup, minus crit, I guess, then, you know, you've got that to work with. So really just up to you there, but I think it may be fun to invest in. I really do. It may be fun. So let's go ahead. We'll probably finish off Tapu Bulu here with Falkner's Sync move. Right here? Yeah, this will probably finish it off. I mean, if it doesn't, I'll be relatively impressed. This is also without Flying Zone, by the way, so any sort of numbers you're seeing, this is without having, like, any premium units. Well, I guess Mal is premium, but you could also probably replace her for any other support. And there is the damage, 51,000. You know what? Not the worst thing ever. Not the worst thing ever, especially for a tech without his EX. You can give him an EX, by the way, because he's got it. So if you want to EX him, go for it. But I'm not going to yet. I may in the future, because I do like flying types, so I figure probably will eventually. But not yet. But not yet. So there we go. That was against Bulu. Let's go ahead and take him against Cresselia. Not Cresselia. Latios. Because Cresselia is just annoying. Cresselia is way too damn annoying. Yeah, let me build a grid for Falkner and Anniversary Skyla. Yes, we're actually going to bring Anniversary Skyla and do some nuking stuff. So that'll be fun. Alright, now let's face Latios here. This should be pretty fun. We've got the disarm grid on Skyla here. We've got Lily for just defenses, crit, healing, all of the above, right? So we're going to be changing up our supports a little bit. All you really need for Falkner is a crit support. That's pretty much it, honestly. You don't really need much for him in order to make him really work. So this should be okay. That's fun. Let's go ahead and start going for our air cutters here. We'll build up a little bit before actually using the nuke. There we go. We got the accuracy, attack, and speed debuffs. The accuracy debuffs are obviously really important because Latios has boosted accuracy, so you're going to need to get those in as much as you possibly can. So that ought to be fun. There we go. It's a lot of lynches. Awesome. And we'll keep getting in these debuffs here. Attack and special attack. Keep getting debuff from Skyla. That's awesome. I'll build up the flying zone a little bit later. I don't really feel like I should probably use it yet, and just, you know, preserve it as much as we possibly can. Also, we're going to be doing some pretty good damage to these sides here, which I find to be funny. Obviously, we didn't have any accuracy debuffs, so we couldn't do too much with Falkner there. Also, we didn't crit on the sync move, so, I mean, that's going to happen. Sadly, we did get confused, which is a little bit annoying, but just how it goes sometimes. And we do have the flinching grid. Okay. We do have the flinching grid on Skyla, so we can also make use of that. There we go. We got the fuck you, Latios. Got the flinch on you, bastard. Now let's go ahead and go for the nuke there. Go ahead and go for the Astonish. We have -1 accuracy, so we do have Falkner's full sync move, sync nuke activated here. Minus the sync nodes, of course. 9,000 damage without any zone. Pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. So let's go ahead and keep going for these debuffs. My gosh. Alakazam's +2. Man, this thing keeps using ramp up. Okay, damn. So sadly our mind games isn't activating, which is quite annoying, but we're making do, so it's not really any big problem yet. And Latios just got to its first sync move because I kept spamming it. Oh, that's funny. Good thing about Falkner is that his accuracy cannot be debuffed, so Latios can't use its ability to debuff accuracy on us, but we also have to worry about its evasion. But since we have that +1 accuracy, it gives us a little bit better chance to land our attacks compared to a lot of other characters. See, there we go, the acuity, that's where that really kicks in. So that's good there. Go ahead, there we go, got the flinch, which is nice, and we can get it again. That's funny. Okay, we miss, which is really annoying with Skyla. We do also have the potions here, but we don't even need them because of the Team Fist bump. So, that's good. There we go. Just, okay, almost ran down Latios. And let's keep trying to go for these flinches as much as we possibly can. You're not really going to do too much to us, honestly. Oh, that's funny. Honestly, we're defeating these sides really well, actually. These sides are really getting destroyed by these AoE moves, right? Even though they don't really do too much damage. There we go. We got some special defense debuffs. That's what we were waiting for. That's what we were waiting for. That's good. That's good. Shadow Ball. It's going to hurt a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Plus, we just buffed ourselves back up. And -5 accuracy on Latios here. Okay. So it's pretty much going to be unable to land its moves for the most part. Let's go ahead and go for our random move here. And then we'll probably set up our flying zone for the next sync move with Falkner, if at all possible. Okay, we were able to land our attack, which is good. We just need to be able to land a couple more. There we go, special attack buffs and gradual healing. That's awesome. Definitely needed that. Air cutter, it only landed on the Flygon, which is not good. Okay, we were able to land that air cutter with Skyla. That was a miss. Okay, we landed the Mud Slap. We're just, oh boy. Oh no, we missed with Skyla. Damn. Okay. Yeah, we need to set up that flying zone again. Okay, let's get that flying zone set up, because this is going to get annoying really, really quickly otherwise. Yep, there we go. That's what I figured. Okay, so there we go. Latios has +4 in the evasion now, but it does have a lot of debuffs. -6 on the speed, so we have the full innate multiplier, as well as debuff accuracy as well. Now we've also got flying zone, so 34,000 damage, pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously no special, well, very few special defense debuffs, if anything, so we do have to keep that in mind. Oh, now we got some special defense debuffs, which is really good there. Let's go ahead, potion up Falkner here, and we're actually lowering the okay, we're lowering the accuracy, or the evasion, which is good, but don't know how long that's going to last, right? Go for the potions. There we go, got the sync move as well, so now we should be able to probably finish off Latios here just fine. There we go, landed the Astonish, even though it doesn't really matter too much right now. And there we go, we got our second Flying Wish in there. I forgot that I actually had NPR on it, so oops. Still, there we go, Falkner. 33,000 damage without a crit. That was without a crit. Well, goodbye, Latios. Worked out anyway, so honestly, Falkner's pretty good for Latios as well. Even if we didn't bring Skyla and we brought someone else for debuffs, we probably would have been just fine there, even though it would have taken us a little bit of time to ramp up. If we got a little bit lucky, we could have also dealt with the evasion. So, wait, we had the fog. Fuck, I should have showcased the fog. Damn it. Yeah, the fog. It's able to debuff evasion, and it's got no accuracy checks, so you could have debuffed Latios with the fog. Damn it, I didn't think about that. I got too caught up in the moment. Well, I caught it now, so if you use Falkner against the Latios, you know now to use Defog, debuff its evasion, and then just start debuffing its evasion after that with your like mud slaps, air cutters, and whatnot, right? So I guess let's go ahead, take him into the stadium here, see what he's able to do. I'm not really expecting anything too crazy because his multipliers are a little bit lackluster, and he's also not EX, so you gotta deal with that. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead, build up some parameters, see what we can do here against one of these Elite Four members. Alright, here we are versus Karen. Now, Falkner's Sync Nuke without the Tech EX is really a massive hindrance here, so I use him mostly in this sense for debuffs and whatnot in order to help out Rosa. The evasion debuffs help, of course. Me having Mind Games too is actually very, very helpful in actually getting the win here, so that was pretty much what netted me the win for the most part. Was the debuffs were enough for me to get Rosa's Sync Nuke on the side to actually do enough damage to KO it, so it ended up working pretty well for the most part. Obviously, we also have Mallow here for some gauge management a little bit, as well as special defense debuffs of her own, and the ability to heal up very, very nicely, so she's good at that as well. Honestly, the run was not too bad here. I tried some different settings and whatnot, but I was able to end up changing around a couple settings and getting the win here. I forgot that I accidentally had the field effects stuff on, so I went ahead, disabled that, got some points that way, and I was able to pretty much easily net out a win here for the most part. Rosa's nuke is obviously, the key definer here. Obviously, Falkner's big stuff was debuffing evasion with Defog for a little bit, but most of the time he was using Mud Slap or Air Cutter in order to debuff accuracy slash special defense, right, with the Mind Games. Mind Games was definitely a really, really big part of this for him, and we just kept using the C-Flares here in order to do a little bit of DPS damage so we could whittle down Karen enough to where we could get her down to, KO range with the Sync Nuke, and it, was not too bad. Falkner here in the stadium is not bad at all, but his big stuff is where obviously he's able to do a lot of utility with debuffing. Anybody who requires accuracy debuffs like Suit Lucamine, I think, is a pretty big one. Like, she would want those accuracy debuffs, and Falkner here can work as a decent partner. Though honestly, I wish he had like double drop on Mud Slap. I feel like that would have been honestly a lot better than Ripple Effect. I really honestly would say so, because that way he has that bigger niche, because accuracy debuffs I think are something that we're really lacking in this game. Like, we have Ingo for Mud Slap, we've got Falkner for Mud Slap, Hapu for Mud Slap, but like I don't think we have any character that can really debuff accuracy extremely well, like by like -2 or higher or anything like that, other than like, Neo Champion Leaf, where she takes existing debuffs and debuffs them further, but that doesn't really count in my opinion. I kind of wish we just had a character that could already debuff accuracy a little bit faster than what we do now, but we were able to, get the win in here relatively easily. Falkner did go down, but hey, that was my fault for not whittling down this side, but I didn't really have the ability to whittle him down too fast, so oh well. We ended up winning anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the conclusion for this video, my thoughts on Falkner and everything else. So honestly, looking at Falkner here, he's definitely not a bad unit for sure in terms of battle point sync pairs, right? Being able to debuff evasion and accuracy, especially at the same time, is a pretty niche ability that not a lot of characters can do. And while it is niche, not many characters require accuracy or evasion debuffs. It definitely can be very, very useful. Also combined with the fact that he's got defog to get rid of like terrains and whatnot, that can also be very, very nice there. But it can also work against you because it gets rid of your existing terrains as well. But like think about if you go into like Iceweed Glacia or something, or Fireweed Glacia, sorry, where she sets up Hail on, you know, entry, you could go ahead, use the Fog, then set up Sun, and you could just use Falkner as an existing debuffer for characters like Signasuit May, where she has, I think, Cakewalk, so you could use him for speed debuffs and whatnot, and you could get her nuke and all of that set up right. So, I mean, you could do stuff like that, just thinking of different setups and whatnot. Falkner, not a bad unit overall. He's got a lot of debuffs, but I also feel like some of his stuff that he does is very similar to other characters, like being able to do the attack debuffs, as well as having Air Cutter with Gobsmack. I feel is very reminiscent of Anniversary Skyla in that sense. I also feel like having the attack and speed debuffs is also very similar to Lodge Serena, who is another free character for the most part. Obviously, you need to have Serena, but general pull sync pair, pretty easy to pull. But still, I think Falkner's a pretty good addition to the battle point characters, right? Very, very easy to access, of course, and you could definitely make a lot of use for him. I put him on the lower tier of like desirability compared to characters like Valerie, who covers Fairy, which is a very underdeveloped type for the most part, and like Battle Point Morty, who's got a lot of good defensive utility, flinches, potions, that type of stuff. I put him on the lower end of these characters with these good abilities, but I still think he's very, very good for sure. Can definitely be used to a pretty good effect. So yeah. Try and make use of him as much as you possibly can. I still think he's pretty solid as an overall character with the nuke, debuffs, and just overall utility. Anyway, yeah, guys, I'll end the video there. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about BP, Falkner, and Pidgeot down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you all later.